Hi everyone, it's John from What Up. Welcome back to another video. And today we're talking about the Black Ajah, that shadowy organization within the Aes Sedai that has been hiding for so long and is coming to light in Season 3 of The Wheel of Time. Now this video is going to be geared towards those of you out there who have not read the books but enjoy the show, who want more information on this particular organization, or if you read the books a long time ago and want a refresher, it'll be really good for that too. We're going to do this in such a way where we don't touch on plot points or character arcs in the books, so I won't have to put a spoiler warning up and you won't ruin anything from the books themselves, at least not the plot points or character arcs. We will talk about specific information from them. Think of it like a big glossary. That's what this video is going to be. So I'm not going to ruin the story, but I'm going to ruin information if that makes any sense. So if you're excited about the March 13th release of The Wheel of Time, the third season is coming out then, consider making us your home for Wheel of Time news. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and of course, tell a bunch of your friends. We're less than 500 subscribers away from my goal of 25,000. I think we can hit it before the season drops. Now, we're talking about the Black Ajah, and to do so, we have to talk a bit about the Aes Sedai and the other Ajahs as well. So within the Aes Sedai, there are 7 Ajahs that are public to the world. Each of them have their own quirks and idiosyncrasies, and the Black Ajah is no different, but they're a secret Ajah. No one really knows about them. They're talked about, they're whispered about, but they're not public knowledge. So the Aes Sedai have a few different Ajahs that are public. They have the White Ajah, which is cold, dispassionate logic. They have the Brown Ajah. These sisters tend to research history and they love knowledge. You have the Grey Ajah, diplomacy and negotiation. The Yellow Ajah, they dabble in healing and the restorative effects of the One Power. You have the Green Ajah, which is the Battle Ajah. Their whole point in existence is geared towards fighting the Dark One and his minions when they come out of the Blight, when the Dark One returns. You have the Red Ajah. The Red Ajah is there to hunt down men who can channel, so they can be gentled prior to doing a bunch of damage to people around them when they are succumbing to the taint around the One Power. And finally, you have the Blue Ajah, which is Moiraine's Ajah. They're, I guess you'd call them the social justice Ajah. They're concerned with people, they're concerned with movements, and they're concerned with just the world in general, making it sort of a better place. That's the best way to describe the Blue Ajah. Now, all these Ajahs are public. Everyone knows about them, and when a sister joins the White Tower, she joins as a novice. She eventually becomes an accepted, and then when she passes the test for Aes Sedai, she gets to choose her Ajah. It's not chosen for her. It's chosen by her based on her personality, her likes and her dislikes, and usually at that point, most sisters have decided which Ajah they're going to pick up, which Ajah they're going to join. And they're usually never turned away, usually. The Black Ajah, however, is a little bit different. It's secret, it's shadowy, and it's not known to the public, and it's only kind of whispered about. Now, the White Tower officially vehemently denies its existence. And the Black Ajah itself, they kind of like to say they've been around since the Age of Legends, but they really haven't. They're founded within the Trolloc Wars by Shamael. So Shamael grabbed all these clusters of dark friends that were different factions and different types of women who could channel, and sort of formed the Black Ajah. Now, the Black Ajah makes up about 21% of all Aes Sedai. That seems super high, but that's about what it is. The number's taken from a few different sources online, and they do coincide with what goes on in the books. So about 20% to 21% of all the sisters you see in the show are likely Black Ajah if they adhered to that book fact. Now, one of the things about the Black Ajah is they're all dark friends. Every single one of them serves the Dark One, and their whole purpose is to advance the agenda and knowledge of the side of the dark. So essentially, they're there to serve the Dark One and other dark friends. And that is a thing. They tried many, many times over the years to exalt themselves above dark friends because they can channel, and they thought they should rule them all. But it never really worked out. They would always go to war with these different cells of dark friends, and they would always lose. So they have no higher standing than any other dark friend. Not really. And one of the things that the Black Ajah likes to do within the White Tower is they love to be able to teach novices and accepted, and they also love to have someone in the position of the mistress of the novices. This is mainly because they get to watch these young women as they come into the tower. They get to kind of take notes on them, figure out who would be best to join the Black Ajah, and in some cases groom them to becoming Black Ajah. Now, people do not join the Black Ajah prior to becoming a full sister. Not normally anyway, because they like them to swear the 3 oaths prior to swearing the oaths of the Black Ajah. They don't like taking novices and accepted because they are sort of a security risk more than anything else. However, if someone pokes into the Black Ajah a little bit too much and they find out some secrets, they're kidnapped, captured, and given the choice. Death by torture or join the Black Ajah. So sometimes it does happen. Although usually these women, after they become an Aes Sedai, they're dark friends, or they're dark friends before they become an Aes Sedai, and they seek out the Black Ajah after they gain full sisterhood. The Black Ajah is run by a Supreme or Great Council. This Supreme or Great Council consists of 13 sisters who, when they meet, are always hooded and do not know each other's identities, or at least they don't know the identities of the other members of the Supreme Council. The Supreme Council is headed by one woman. That woman is the only person within all the Black Ajah that knows the identities of every other single member. Now, we have met her in the book series, but we're not going to talk about who she is. But she does run the Black Ajah, and she knows everything about everything they do. Now, otherwise, every single member of the Black Ajah are formed into something called hearts. And they're called hearts because it's 3 women, and they know everything about each of these other women right down to their heart. So that's why they're called hearts. So they know the 3 women in their heart, and then each woman also knows one woman from another heart. And they're not supposed to reveal this information to anyone or talk about it. And that's how they keep their identity secret. That way, if someone is found out to be Black Ajah, they can't give up the identity of everybody, only a few different people that they know of. Unless they get the Supreme Council's leader, which is possible, I guess, but it's very unlikely as she's one amongst many. So there's a few different ways that they can recognize each other in a pinch. Now, there's a secret signal they give, which is sort of only used for emergencies, and it's where they put their hands down at their sides, straight, and then they take their thumb and they put it between their 2 fingers like this. Now, we've seen this in the show, I think by accident a couple of times, and I've referenced it here in other videos, but not by Aes Sedai. We've seen it, other people doing it. But that there, with their hands down by their side, is the signal of the Black Ajah. They flash that in case of emergency to prove that they're Black Ajah and to show other people that they're there. Other than that, they are pretty secretive. They talk amongst themselves in letter drops, in secret code. There are some public signals that all the sisters are aware of, that they know to do certain things if they see this signal, such as flee the White Tower. Now, at the beginning of the 3rd season, we get the cold open, which has already been released, that you're seeing parts of right now, where the Black Ajah has been found out, and they kind of run from the tower. That happens in the book series as well, but it's a little bit different, I think, on page than on screen. So these sisters are publicly known members of the Black Ajah, but they can't really give up many other people because they only know of 3 people each, and they kind of outed themselves. And it was sort of a gamble, I think, at this point, if they're following some of the book logic, that there were that many of them that left at the same time. All right, at this point, you're probably saying, John, well, how can this be? How can people become members of the Black Ajah, especially since earlier on in the video you say they don't like taking novices and accepted. They usually like waiting until someone is a full sister before recruiting them or having them join the Black Ajah. Well, most Aes Sedai, and I say most, swear 3 oaths on an oath rod. Now, those 3 oaths are unbreakable. In any way, shape, or form, they are baked into her very being, and she can't go against them. One of those oaths, they can't tell a lie. So most people in the world know Aes Sedai can't lie. However, those oaths can be removed also by the use of an oath rod. So the Black Ajah removes those oaths and has them swear 3 new ones in its place. Now, these 3 new ones, the first one is, I shall obey all commands given to me by those placed above me in service to the Great Lord. Now, this goes right back to the beginning where we said that Black Ajah members generally thought themselves above other Dark Friends. So they would go to war with those Dark Friend cells for power. They wanted to become the top of all the Dark Friends, and it never worked out that way. So this oath basically allows other Dark Friends to be placed above them, so the overall goal of advancing the Great Lords or the Dark Ones' goals would actually be actioned rather than more petty infighting. Now, infighting is a good thing to the Great Lord because he wants only his strongest servants to survive, but too much of it is pretty counterintuitive. The second oath is, I shall prepare for the day of the Great Lord's return. That's a pretty general oath, folks. Every Black Ajah member, every Aes Sedai who's sworn to the Dark does it in their own way. Of course, they work together. They have an overall agenda that they try to progress, but this is pretty loosey-goosey when it comes to what they should be doing. So if they feel like what they're doing, even if it's counterintuitive to other members of Black Ajah or other Dark Friends, it's okay for them to do. It goes right back to the Great Lord only wanting the strongest servants. So he kind of encourages infighting in a little bit between the Forsaken, between the Dark Friends, between the Black Ajah, because he wants the strongest people to prevail and to serve him. So that's the way that works. And finally, the last oath is, I shall hold close the secrets of the Black Ajah unto the hour of my death. So they can't go blabbing about them being in the Black Ajah or other people in the Black Ajah until they die, essentially. So they can't say anything until the hour of their death, which is a pretty good safeguard for members of the Black Ajah, not to be able to go tell everyone everything they know about it. Now, we know that the third season of the show is going to have a very large focus in the Black Ajah. We've already seen some of that in the 11-minute cold open. We know that people are being sent to Tanchico to chase the Black Ajah, and we know that going forward throughout the rest of the series, there's also going to be a pretty heavy influence of both Forsaken and Black Ajah within the show. How close they keep to the book storylines, how close they keep to how the Black Ajah operates, whether they still have the hearts, whether they still have different things that are happening, is, at this point, remains to be seen. So take this information all with a grain of salt. This is book accurate right now because that is what we have to go on. It may change slightly for the show. And if it does, well, at least you have some sort of general knowledge of where things came from. All right. Let me know in the comments down below any other survival guide videos you folks would like to know. I especially want to hear from folks who have not read the books but have watched the show and enjoyed it. If there are things you want explained, that's what I want to do here, folks. This is who these videos are for. So if you have not read the books, let me know what you want to hear about. Let me know what you want to know more about. And I can do a couple more of these videos before Season 3 drops. And remember, folks, it's Season 3 because it's coming out soon. Thank you so very much for sticking with us here at the very end. Here's to many more.